Picture this. You open your eyes to a world of wonder. Misty mountains or crashing waves greet you. That's the magic of New England. Hey there, I'm Lara, and I'm about to rock your world. Get ready for mind-blowing getaways that'll make your jaw drop. Ever wanted a place that's both cozy and fancy? Well, you're in luck. New England isn't just about old lighthouses and yummy lobster rolls. It's a secret treasure box full of hidden gems. And guess what? I'm giving you the key. From stunning beaches to awesome mountains, I've got the inside scoop. We're talking 10 resorts that'll make your heart go boom, boom, pow. So grab your favorite snack, get super comfy. It's time for an adventure through New England's most amazing stays. Trust me, this is one video you don't want to miss. Let's dive in and discover the coolest places you've ever seen. Imagine waking up to the crisp mountain air and breathtaking views of the Presidential Mountain Range. That's what awaits you at the Omni Mount Washington Resort. This grand hotel, built in 1902, is like stepping into a postcard of New England charm. With 200 luxurious rooms and suites, you'll feel like American royalty. But here's the kicker. You're not just staying in any old hotel. This is where the Bretton Woods Conference took place in 1944, establishing the World Bank and International Monetary Fund. Talk about sleeping in a slice of history. And if you're into the paranormal, keep an eye out for the ghost of Carolyn Stickney, the original owner's wife, who is said to haunt the hotel. When you're not ghost hunting or soaking in the views, you can hit the slopes at the Bretton Woods ski area, tee off at the 18-hole golf course, or pamper yourself at the 25,000 square foot spa. And foodies rejoice. The resort's farm-to-table restaurants will have you saying, "Wicked good" after every bite. Next up, we're trading mountains for ocean views at the Ocean House in Rhode Island. This sunny yellow Victorian-style hotel sits on a pristine private beach, looking like it jumped right out of a Wes Anderson movie. But don't let its classic looks fool you. The Ocean House is all about modern luxury. Each of its 49 rooms and 18 signature suites is uniquely decorated, blending beach house casual with old-world elegance. It's like your rich, cool aunt's summer home. If your aunt had impeccable taste and a staff of world-class chefs. Speaking of food, the resort's farm-to-table program isn't just a buzzword here. They have their own 2,700 square foot garden where they grow everything from heirloom tomatoes to edible flowers. You can even join the chef for a tour and cooking class. Now that's what I call farm fresh. But the real showstopper? The 650-foot private beach. Whether you're building sandcastles, learning to surf, or just working on your tan, this stretch of sand is your personal playground. And if you're feeling adventurous, borrow one of the resort's Mercedes-Benz cars for a scenic drive along the coast. Talk about traveling in style. Moving on to Vermont, we find ourselves in a Norman Rockwell painting come to life at the Woodstock Inn and Resort. This quintessential New England inn sits in the heart of Woodstock, often called the prettiest small town in America. The inn itself is no slouch in the looks department. With its white clapboard exterior and green shutters, it's as Vermont as maple syrup on snow. And speaking of maple syrup, did you know that Vermont produces over 2 million gallons annually, accounting for about half of the U.S. production? Inside the inn, 142 rooms and suites offer a perfect blend of rustic charm and modern comfort. Think 4-poster beds, cozy fireplaces, and views of the village green or the resort's meticulously manicured gardens. But here's where it gets really interesting. The resort owns its own organic farm, Kelly Way Gardens. Not only does this supply the kitchens with fresh produce, but guests can also take part in seed-to-table experiences. Ever wanted to harvest your own salad? Now's your chance, and let's not forget about the seasons. In fall, the surrounding forests explode into a riot of reds, oranges, and golds. Winter brings world-class skiing at the resort's own Suicide 6 ski area. Spring sees the gardens bursting into bloom. And summer? Well, that's perfect for a round of golf on the 18-hole course designed by Robert Trent Jones Sr. It's like having a year-round ticket to the best of New England. Our next stop takes us to the seacoast of New Hampshire, where the Grand Dame of New England resorts awaits. The Wentworth by the Sea has been welcoming guests since 1874, and boy, does she have stories to tell. This sprawling white resort with its iconic turrets looks like a castle by the sea, and in many ways it is. 161 rooms and suites are fit for royalty, many offering spectacular views of the Atlantic Ocean or Portsmouth Harbor. But here's a fun fact. In 1905, the Wentworth hosted delegates to the Portsmouth Peace Conference, which ended the Russo-Japanese War. President Theodore Roosevelt even won a Nobel Peace Prize for his role in the negotiations. So when you're sipping a cocktail on the terrace, watching the sunset over the ocean, remember, you're drinking in the same view as world leaders and peacemakers. The resort's marina is a hub of activity in the summer, with sailing and kayaking opportunities aplenty. And if you're a golfer, the 18-hole course at Wentworth by the Sea Country Club is just a short shuttle ride away. After a day of adventures, unwind in the full-service spa or take a dip in the indoor pool. It's the perfect blend of historic charm and modern luxury. Halfway through our list, we find ourselves at Twin Farms, a resort that redefines the concept of all-inclusive luxury in New England. Nestled on 300 acres of pristine Vermont countryside, this adults-only retreat offers an experience that's part summer camp for grown-ups, part five-star resort, with only 20 accommodations, ranging from cozy rooms in the main house to private cottages scattered throughout the property. Exclusivity is the name of the game here. Each space is uniquely designed, featuring eclectic art collections and custom furnishings. Imagine waking up in a cottage with walls hand-painted to look like a birch forest, or soaking in a Japanese furo bathtub while gazing at the green mountains. But here's where Twin Farms really shines. It's all-inclusive philosophy. Everything, and I mean everything, is included in your stay. Gourmet meals prepared to your liking? Check. Top-shelf spirits and wines from their 15,000-bottle cellar? You got it. Activities ranging from canoeing and fly fishing to skiing on their private slopes? It's all there for the taking. And let's talk about those meals for a second. The chefs at Twin Farms create bespoke menus daily based on guests' preferences and what's fresh from their gardens. Imagine savoring a 5-course dinner paired with wines selected by their sommelier, all while watching the sunset over the rolling hills. It's like having your own personal restaurant, open 24/7. As we sail into the second half of our list, we find ourselves perched dramatically on the edge of the Atlantic at Cliff House, Maine. True to its name, this resort sits atop a cliff, offering views that'll have you reaching for your camera or just sitting in awe. Spread across 70 oceanfront acres, Cliff House strikes a perfect balance between rugged Maine coastline and sophisticated luxury. But did you know that this stunning resort sits on the site of a former 1872 boarding house that was destroyed in a fire in 1923? Talk about rising from the ashes. The 226 rooms and suites are a study in coastal chic, with a color palette inspired by the sea and sky. The real star of the show, the floor-to-ceiling windows that frame the endless ocean views. It's like having your own private IMAX screen, only better. Now let's talk about that spa. The 9,000-square-foot sanctuary offers treatments that incorporate local elements like coastal stones and marine algae. But the piece de resistance is the adults-only sanctuary pool. Picture yourself floating in the warm water, gazing out at the Atlantic stretching to the horizon. Stress, what stress? Foodies, you're in for a treat too. The resort's restaurants serve up locally sourced cuisine that celebrates Maine's culinary heritage. From lobster rolls to blueberry pie, your taste buds will be doing a happy dance. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not try your hand at lobstering? The resort can arrange for you to join a local lobsterman for a day on the water. Now that's what I call an authentic Maine experience. Our next stop takes us to the shores of Rhode Island, where the Weekapaug Inn has been welcoming guests since 1899. This isn't just a resort. It's a time machine that transports you back to the golden age of New England's summer retreats. With only 31 rooms, including 4 two-bedroom signature suites, the Weekapaug Inn offers an intimate experience that larger resorts can't match. Each room is individually decorated with custom furniture and unique artwork, creating a feeling of staying in a private beach house rather than a hotel. But what sets Weekapaug apart is its dedication to helping guests connect with nature. The resort's resident naturalist, yes, you read that right, leads daily activities like birding walks, stargazing sessions, and boat tours of the nearby salt pond. It's like having your own personal David Attenborough. And let's not forget about the food. The restaurant serves up farm-to-table cuisine with a view of Quonacontog Pond. But here's a pro tip. Don't miss the complimentary afternoon tea. Sipping a cup of Earl Grey while munching on freshly baked scones, all while watching the sunset over the Atlantic? That's what I call living the good life. As we near the top of our list, we find ourselves in the heart of the Berkshires at Blantyre. This Gilded Age mansion turned luxury resort is like stepping into a real-life game of Clue, minus the murder mystery, of course. Built in 1902, Blantyre exudes old-world charm with its Tudor-style architecture and meticulously manicured gardens. The resort offers 24 accommodations, each uniquely decorated with antiques and luxurious fabrics. But the crème de la crème, Patterson's Suite, located in the original owner's private quarters. With its wood-paneled walls and sweeping views of the estate, it's fit for a modern-day aristocrat. But Blantyre isn't just about looking pretty. It's a food and wine lover's paradise. The resort boasts a wine cellar with over 9,000 bottles, and their sommelier is always happy to arrange tastings. And if you're feeling fancy, why not book a private dinner in the wine cellar? It's like dining in your own personal wine cave. In winter, the resort transforms into a winter wonderland, complete with ice skating rink and cross-country skiing trails. And in summer, well, that's when the lawn games come out. Croquette, anyone? Just missing out on the top spot, we have the Grand Dame of Cape Cod Resorts, Chatham Bars Inn. This sprawling oceanfront property has been a landmark on the Cape since 1914, and it's not hard to see why. With 217 rooms and 12 adults-only spa suites, Chatham Bars Inn offers something for everyone. The main inn exudes classic New England charm, while the spa suites offer a more contemporary vibe. But the real showstoppers are the 26 private cottages dotted along the quarter-mile private beach. Imagine waking up to the sound of waves and stepping directly onto the sand from your private deck. Now that's what I call beachfront living. But Chatham Bars Inn isn't content to rest on its laurels. They own an 8-acre farm just down the road, supplying their restaurants with fresh, organic produce. You can even join the chef for a tour of the farm and a cooking class. Talk about farm to table. And for those seeking adventure, the resort has its own fleet of boats. Whether you want to go whale watching, deep sea fishing, or just cruise around the harbor at sunset, they've got you covered. It's like having your own private yacht club. Now drumroll please. Our top spot goes to the Wauwinet on Nantucket. This intimate luxury inn takes the crown for its unparalleled combination of location, service, and pure New England charm. Perched on a strip of land between the Atlantic Ocean and Nantucket Bay, the Wauwinet offers not one but 2 private beaches. The calm waters of the bay on one side, the crashing waves of the Atlantic on the other. It's like having your cake and eating it too. With only 32 rooms and 4 cottages, staying at the Wauwinet feels more like being a guest at a friend's, very luxurious summer home than at a hotel. Each room is individually decorated in a style that can only be described as Nantucket nautical chic. Think weathered shingles, wicker furniture, and enough stripes to make a zebra jealous. But the real jewel in the Wauwinet's crown is its restaurant, Toppers. Consistently rated as one of the best restaurants on the island, Toppers serves up locally sourced cuisine with a focus on seafood. And with a wine cellar boasting over 1,450 bottles, you're sure to find the perfect pairing for your Nantucket Bay scallops. What truly sets the Wauwinet apart, though, is its commitment to helping guests experience the best of Nantucket. Want to try surf casting? They'll set you up with gear and show you the best spots. Interested in the island's whaling history? Hop on one of their complimentary tours. Did you know that Nantucket was once the whaling capital of the world and inspired Herman Melville's novel, Moby Dick? Staying at the Wauwinet is like stepping into a living piece of American maritime history. For details on how to make each of these dream escapes your reality, don't miss the links below the video. Start planning your getaway to an unforgettable New England paradise today. Your journey is just beginning. The next destination will blow your mind. Dive into ultimate luxury with our next video on all-inclusive resorts in Dubai. You won't believe the opulent experiences waiting for you. Click here to uncover the secrets of Dubai's most exclusive stays.